How's it going, everybody? Burt Crown coming back at you with chat on another team review video. This is everybody that has taken the time, which I really do appreciate. Thank you for doing that, and putting their teams in the Discord so we can take a peek at all your hard work and what you've been grinding towards and putting together so you can have fun in this game. And we're also seeing some ranks in the side if you use this screen, so we get to see what kind of rank you are and how many thumbs you have. So let's get into it with this first team here that has Drew Doughty and Chris Pronger paired together. And then Nikolai Ehlers is still on the first line, which I don't know why Nikolai Ehlers has dropped down in value so hard. Like, he's like 11 to 12K, sometimes 15K, depending on when you see him on the market. But like, he should not be that cheap. The only reason he's that cheap is because people are overvaluing lineup combinations. And this card is extremely fast. When you pair him with the shot of Fedorov and the speed of Fedorov and the shot of Sagan, that's a wicked first line, and that's a well done job there. English is hard. And then, of course, the famous Ducks line that we always see, and this one's built well with Leo Carlsson. Obviously, can't do the Captain Carlsson because he's got Drew Doughty, but he can use the regular Carlsson with Granlund and Teemu Selanne. So well-built team there, brother. You did a great job, and the Gibson-Markstrom combination is well done as well. All right, now we got a gross Boston team here with Brad Marchand on the first line. But not, actually, yeah, line A as captain because they don't have a Boston captain yet. So that's exactly what that is. Running line A to get the AP combo. Allmark, Swayman, the combo they wish they still had in net. And, you know, Tyler Sagan is on the fourth line and Brad Marchand's on the first line. That's gross. I don't want to look at this team any longer, but I'm glad you're having fun building a Boston theme team, which, by the way, they've got a lot of high-end cards on that team. And I'm assuming you sent this in before Pasternak came out, and you have built the new Pasternak. I'm just assuming. That's one thing that theme teams give you the option of, is building the cards immediately. All right, we got another team rocking Drew Doughty as their captain and paired with Quinn Hughes. And then Paul Coffey with Faber and Brent Burns with Roman Josi for that Canada-Nashville combo for +2. So that's good usage of that combo. And then we have Sharks and Mammoth in net to give the $3 million salary boost, which, I mean, if you wanted to come off your goalies, you probably wouldn't even have to do that salary boost. No, you probably can't. It's unfortunate that you're using slightly less goalies, in my opinion. I haven't come across Nabokov too much, so I can't say whether or not he's been good. But, yeah, you're really focused on salary here when you're not even hitting the cap ceiling. Like, you have $2.3 million to spend. This fourth line isn't really hurting you with that bonus million. So if you could find 700K somewhere, you could get better goalies, I would think. But I mean, Draisaitl, McDavid, McKinnon, we're starting to see that line up a lot as more and more people are starting to pull Connor McDavid because he's not worth 260K. And then my captain makes an appearance with the exact combo I am running with Bichels, however you say his name. Him and Heiskanen are dynamite together. It gives them both a +1. And Heiskanen's got the speed, and then Bichels has truculence, and he's 6'7". This is the exact combination I run, and not to toot my own horn, but I'm in gold. So it's a pretty good combination. And then the Boston combo of Chara and Lindholm will always be stacked. And then we got Dahlin with Gustafsson. That's a nice usage of that combo with, I think this one is Sweden and Detroit getting you that overall boost. Yeah, that guy's 6'7". He's massive, and he's got truculence. He's a Chara that boosts up your Heiskanen. That's exactly what I think of him as. Like, this guy is built like Chara. He has the speed of Chara. He doesn't have the shot of Chara, but he's got truculence, and he pairs with Heiskanen. He's perfect. He's a perfect card to put with him. And then Modano. We get our first Modano. You can't see him behind the logo. That's kind of tough. But we do get our first Modano and Ray Ferraro. I haven't seen any Ray Ferraro yet this year. Another Drew Doughty. Is Drew Doughty just the captain to take? Or is he the captain that people are taking because with the Nashville US combination for the +3? I think he's the combination people are making with Brady Shea for the +3. That's the only reason people are taking him. But in my opinion, Heiskanen's way better. And then the Hughes brothers rocking that 1 overall. You love to see it. And then not the Boston combo, but we got the Swedish Detroit combo for the +2 overall. And Darcy Kemper in net, a goalie that I have still yet to face. And then the dream line of Swedish player, which Raymond works well. William Nylander works well with Michael Pavelka, nailed it. And Joe Sakic doing that +3 overall. People love running that line because of how powerful it is. And not only that, Michael has 93 face-off when you do this combination. So he doesn't even hurt you to get that 3 overall boost. All right, so we got a team here, which we'll start top to bottom, I guess, where we got Doughty, because they're running the Leo Carlson captain with Solani and Mikael Granlund. And then the 2 New York Rangers with Jack Eichel for that boost. Really focusing on the overall boost here. It's gross that Lane Hutson's on this team. Lane Hutson, with the way Montreal fans prop him up, is starting to turn into like my new Brad Marchand. I dislike Brad Marchand less, and I dislike Lane Hutson and Montreal fans more. Like they are just talking about this guy like he's the next Cale Makar or Bobby Orr. It's wild. And then we got Leo Carlson again as a captain card, which you'd probably expect to see a lot of with the Mikael Granlund, Carlson, and Solani combo. And then Wilson that just pops up all over the place because, I mean, he's Tom Wilson. He's annoying, and he gets a +1 overall, and he got a +1 overall in the voting. I don't know how. Kadri was way better, but that's unfortunate. And then Bobby Holik on the 4th line. He has dynamite faceoffs, gets the +2 overall with Landeskog, so that's pretty sweet. And the first time I've seen a Hut hero Jaguar in net. So that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool, getting that Jaguar in net and getting that boost with the Nashville, Canada for the +2 overall. I haven't seen him in net yet, so that's fun. Hopefully I get to catch you on the ice. And then this first line here on this team is just like the heck with the lineup combinations. Fedorov is my guy, and I want to get him in there. So I'm just going to do Fedorov, Solani, McDavid, make a nightmare of a line, like an absolute nightmare of a line by doing that. And just say the heck with it and play with just gods on the top line, because that is unreal. And we are at 1 million. We are pushing cap limits. And you can't see it because it's off to the side here, and I can't get it on screen. Sorry about that. But he's got 42 AP with his defense, his goalie combination, and his bottom pairing line. So he is literally activating everything he can. This is a well-built team right here. And of course, Drew Doughty and Brady Shea are manning the top pair defensemen. Oh, our first Mo Seider captain card. Paired up with Rasmus Dahlin for a +2 overall. I love seeing cards that you don't see on anybody's team. It gives it that unique feel. And that's something that the lineup combinations are allowing people to do, is do stuff like this, where they get a Seider in there that you don't see too often, or an Adam Fox and a Gravikov that you don't see too often for +5 AP. So they help your team, and they're a unique use. I like that. And then we got a goon line on the bottom of Probert, Lindros, and Gillies. Like, tell me you don't love that bottom pairing. Just menaces at 8 AP for the team. And Austin Matthews, if I can recommend one thing, just stay with this, Austin Matthews. The other one's not worth it. If you're happy with the 84, keep the 84. The other one's a bum. We got back-to-back Mo Seiders, Sam Bennett, Fedorov, and Yzerman. And then Coffee with Brent Burns. You got speed and size. That'd be a good line. And then McAvoy with Chara. So it looks like we got speed, size, speed, size, speed, size, except for the Seider and Nick Lindstrom. That's just a really good pairing. This is a really good team. And of course, there's that line. You're going to see that line pop up an absolute ton. And there it is. Oil Barons are back. We remember the Oil Barons from last year's team reviews. And here they are. They're back with another one. Kyrou on this team being the first time we've seen him. I love Rob Blake, by the way. His shot is nasty. And then we got Heiskanen and Jurku Kyrou. And this is, I said I use the Dallas guy, but this is another combination. So you can get the +2 on Heiskanen with Finland or Dallas. So that means if you use Finland or Dallas on Heiskanen, you just got to use Finland or Dallas on the other card. So if you want to use his Dallas combo and get a Finnish defenseman, you can, or his Finnish combo and you get a Dallas defenseman, you can. But that's a great usage out of an event card that was probably helping you get stuff done during frozen or fresh ice. I don't want to change your backup goalies because you might be doing this to save money. I'm not sure. But with how little money you've got spent on your number one center and your entire wing core pretty much with Burakovsky and Tanev, I would look at getting the Lundqvist, because if you pair Lundqvist with Vasilevsky, you get a total of 7 AP. So that's just something to keep in mind. Another Drew Doughty card, and we've got Brizgalov and Lundqvist in net. That's a fun combo. Brizgalov, I love him being in the game. The famous quote of why you have to be mad. It's only a game. I love Brizgalov being in here. And then we got Ty Domi. Much love for that. Getting that Canada AP with New York Oilers and Toronto as well. Fedorov being on the third line. As the game has progressed, it's criminal to have Fedorov that low with how good he is. But as the game progresses, you just understand that lineup combinations impact so much, and you just got to push players down your lineup. And I actually run this same line. Well, I did, of Fedorov, Lindros, and Barzal until I got rid of Fedorov for Gordie Howe to get Canada and the AP from the team. So I used to run that line, and that's a great line. I'm thinking about bringing it back. All right, so we got a Calgary theme team here, almost, where we got Rob Blake on the first pairing. I'm assuming that's just because that's the card they picked, but you don't have your icon in here either. I'm assuming maybe they're just a Rob Blake fan, right? Theme team, you make a complete Calgary theme team, and then you slap Rob Blake in there because you're a massive fan. That is what you love to see. That's a theme team at its finest right there. And then we got Dougie Hamilton with Quinn Hughes. Trouba. This individual might be a little upset that Trouba did not get the +1. Maybe they're a Trouba fan. And then, of course, Bedard, Roenick, and Solani with Sakic, Eriksson Ek, and Bobby Holik. That's a unique usage of Bobby Holik, but I like it. He's got great faceoffs. He's a good card. So you get him on that first line with Sakic and Eriksson Ek and have some fun with it. And then Johnny Tays getting you 3 AP. Nicely done with that 95 faceoff. That's a nice line as well. But like the two left-handeds, I get, like, if you wanted to, you get Barzal, but I don't know if you're tight on the cap. But like the two left-handed, how does that feel in game? Same with the two right-handed here. This is just a part of the lineup combinations, right? Like you get in what you can to get your boost, even if it means 3 right-handed players on one line and 3 left-handed players on another. That's not something we would see last year because the boost weren't there. That didn't matter. So you would switch guys around. So you had righty, lefty. But like, you know, you got to fit in the combination you got. And then Hemsky, Sagan, and Sturm. That's a first line. That is a first line. That is a, sorry, it's so zoomed in. Way the picture was taken. My bad, boys. Can't zoom in anymore. And then the Roenick line, yes. And Chandler Stevenson. Don't see that too often. And only 66 million in cap. Lots of space to play around when you start getting fodder and coins. Luke Hughes popping up as a captain, playing with Roenick for a +1 overall. Let's go. You never see the Luke Hughes. So that's fun to see for sure. Yeah, you're doing lefty. Yeah, you're doing the pairing lefty-righty instead of pairing up the brothers. I get that. That makes sense. That makes way more sense. And then we got Jack Eichel with the Florida Vancouver. I don't think Florida Vancouver. I don't think this line is anything. No, this line's not nothing. But that's a great line with Naslund, Bennett, and Eichel. Crosby on the fourth line. Oh, that's tough. Crosby on the fourth line's tough to look at. William. And of course, William has William on the first line with JT Miller and Jack Eichel, getting him at an 85 overall. So that's fun. And then the Solani line, which you're going to see everywhere. Kemper. That's the second Kemper we've seen, and I still haven't played one, right? Like, that's crazy. Bronze 3, you are right there, buddy. You are 1 win away from getting into silver. You're right there. Just keep going. And then Niles Lundqvist with Heiskanen. That's a combo. And then we got the Boston Bears running that lovely first combination of Naslund, Michael, and Joe. And then right below him with Solani and Roenick. You're bound to see this all over the place. But what you don't see a lot of, which I can't get zoomed out, is right here. He's got Zidlicki with Coffee. That's a nice fun line. And then the Boston Chara line. And Fedorov on the third line with Brady Tkachuk as our captain. That's fun. Let's go right there. Let's go right there. Marty Brodeur in net. This is a unique team. This is a lot of players that you don't normally see. And one player down here in the bottom left that you could probably just throw in the trash bin. Okay, so the different cards we're seeing here, we got Vince Dunn and we've got Justin Barron. But we've also got this combo right here of the two Kalpa players. Hope I said that right. Getting that 5 AP. These guys, aren't cheap. This is an expensive. I know their salary's cheap, but these cards are going for a pretty penny because of that 5 AP. And one of them I think is pretty massive. And then Markstrom in net as well. Nicely done. And then we got Ice Capades with a Ducks 4th line. That's a unique usage of the Ducks right there to get that +2 overall. Very unique usage. I like that. Usually you see it with like a Solani combo, but you don't have Solani. So I'm assuming you picked Pronger and you picked Ronick, and then, you know, obviously you pulled Rupe Hintz. Congratulations. And then you've got Connor Bedard as well. That's actually a unique usage of 2 Chicago and Finland because of the Rupe Hintz. Usually you see Teemu Solani, but I love your goalie combination here. I use Chris Mason because he's cheaper for salary and I need to save the salary, but I use Chris Mason here instead of Thomas Vokoun and gets the same benefit. This is an unbelievable deep goalie pairing, and this goalie here, Jordan Binnington, is the reason I made it to gold. Oh, heck yeah. Sweet unis, bud. I love these unis. Let's go. Sweet unis. We got Mike Green on D with Justin Barron and Ray Bork with Yukukairu. Doughty, not as the captain because we are using the captain card, Connor Bedard, and then Demko in net, a goalie that I haven't tried out yet that I really want to try out. But Binnington has just been too good to switch off of him that often. And then Cannon Fodder. Nope. Cannon Fire is this team name. Bobrovsky in net. First time I've seen a Bobrovsky in net. And that's the first time I've seen a Rick Nash as well. So we got Rick Nash, Fedorov, Panarin. That's a good line. The Panarin has been decent for me. But the only reason I'm running him is because I have the Matthews line. I'm not liking that line, Matthews, Messier, and Panarin. I might scrap that entire line and just go back to my Fedorov line. And then we have Marchenko and Corelli and Johnson, not a line you see a lot of. And Damon Hunt, that's the first time we've seen him. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, we got another theme team hitting a Detroit theme team where we got Shanahan, Zetterberg, and Fedorov on one line, Oates, Yzerman, and Raymond on another. This is a heck of a theme team. I love just seeing people have fun and building great squads. This is what makes me happy about what's going on right now with the lineup combinations is people are just having fun, building theme teams, and just playing some hockey. All right, then we got Eriksson Ek, Joe Sakic, and David Pasternak. David Pasternak's a card you're going to see a lot of on the ice. Even if you don't see him in this video a lot, I think we've seen him twice. You're going to see him a lot on the ice because he's single-handedly the best check my game card. Chris Pronger with Uyghur. That's a combination I ran in early access. Very good combination. And then getting the money of the San Jose Sharks and Zergachev for the $3 million, which you clearly need as you are $1 million off your cap and $2 million over the given cap. So nice work there. And that's probably why you got $12 million in goaltender, but you're getting 5 AP off of it. So, you know, may I suggest taking Shesterkin out and putting in Vasilevsky and bumping that up to 7 AP. If you're going to spend that much on a backup, you might as well get the initial 2 AP or the additional 2 AP. Oh my, look at this team. We got a stacked first line, a stacked second line, and then a stacked third line with a money-making fourth line, money-making goalie core, making you $5 million, which is wild because your team is 1.5 or 105 million. Oh my God, $105,700,000. That was extremely tough to get out. But what a team, and this is a Moneybags team. Holy, the GM dug deep to spend salary on this team, boys. Bennett, Fedorov, and Solani. That's the first time we've seen those three paired together. And Morgan Riley making an appearance. Haven't seen him since early access. This combination of McAvoy and Chara is nasty for those that made or picked Chara as their hut hero. And then, look at this. Look at this. Granlund, Ronick, and Bedard. Crazy. I love the Kadri pick. I wish he had won the vote. Welcome back, Haller, to another Haller team here as we're in silver. So congratulations, we're in silver. We got Hiddleby in net. Haller always puts together a Leafs team. So I'm wondering if as the year goes on, we're going to see the Haller boys slowly put together a Leafs team. And Matthews being on the fourth line is exactly what I've talked about. This Matthews card is super disappointing. Another stacked team coming right up to the cap floor, just under a milli. And then at the same time, boys, getting Austin Matthews slammed down to the 4th line. He's there to get that 7 AP. That's unfortunate. It's unfortunate this card wasn't good. All right. Anaheim line strikes again. Carlson, Ryan Strome. First Strome we've seen today. And then we got, obviously, Teemu Solani. That's the only reason you slammed together. Or at least the only reason I thought you slammed together a Ducks line because of how expensive it is. And then we got Cooley, Roenick, and Grace Zumwinkle. Let's go. Then we got a nice little American line here getting us 2 AP with Yarncroak at centering, Fiala, and Harold Egg. Well done. That's way too many big names. I'm moving on from that. Oh, this one, we're going to do our best here. We've got Eichel with Bennett and Barkov. That's our first Barkov, boys. So let's go, Kevkov. Pulling together his first Barkov. You love seeing that. And then we got Messier with Wilson and Crosby and Demko and net. Let's go. Great team. And getting the Erik Karlsson. I think that's the first time we've seen Erik Karlsson today. Oh, our first Slavkovsky, boys. Our first Slavkovsky. Made him this morning. Let's go, Kev. Kev, great team, brother. Great team. All right, boys. We got our first Slavkovsky Team of the Week card, which is actually crazy because I think this card is cheaper to buy than to build right now. Like, I think these 82s, like this Justin Barron, is going for a lot of coins. Like, if you divide the price of Slavkovsky, which I think is 50K right now, you're not buying Barron for 10K. You got to spend more to get that. So this Slavkovsky is actually cheaper to buy, and then you can sell them back later, as long as, you know, prices are still the same as the last time I checked. And Doughty and Quinn Hughes, great team here, brother. You love to see it. Jonathan Huberdeau. First time we've seen a Huberdeau, and first time we've seen an Eberle. So I love to see that. And Freddie Anderson, I miss you in Toronto. I wish the fans didn't run you out of Toronto. You're a great goalie. And then hitting the event hard, where we're getting Eichel and Pasternak, probably the 2 best forwards in the event. The next best player would probably be Erik Karlsson on D, but your D is solid. You've got a solid D here with Pronger, Barron, Faber, Heiskanen, Chara, and Lindholm. So, yeah, that's right, boys. Solid D. Solid D. And then we got Thompson in net. Could be better. And then hammering away at those XP cards. They're free cards, boys. You might as well use them. All right, Max throws his team in. We're getting an AP and overall boost with Dylan Hollowell, Sam Bennett, and Drake Batherson. So that's a unique build, hitting a little bit of everything, you know, improving the line and improving the team. I love seeing that. I'm starting to really like AP and salary overalls boosts instead of overall boost, because the overall boost only helps the one line, right? The salary and AP boost helps your entire team. So I'm starting to like that because you can really overall make your team better with salary and AP, and the overall boost only helps the one line. So I'm starting to lean more towards AP, kind of like your 4th line here, where you get 5 AP for Michkov, Pajot, and DeBrincat. Great 4th line. The offline Andes say, Bert, I have 140K. Fix my team. Okay, first thing you're going to do is you're going to see a card get listed on the auction house. All right. It's going to be the green St. Pat's Toronto Maple Leafs jerseys. I'm going to list that up tonight for 140K. I want you to go buy that, switch out your jerseys, and that will not only help you with your 140K problem, but it'll make your team look so much better. I think that is the avenue you should probably take there. So keep an eye out for that. 140K St. Pat's jerseys on the market tonight. But other than that, we got Bathgate, Gretzky, and Matthews on this 3rd line. I love that. Tanev is a wicked fast card. Kadri and Gartner. I think you've got a lot of cards here on the offline Andes is the team name that you're a fan of, and I think you just rock that. Keep playing with the cards you like, especially offline. That's what it's all about. Play with the cards you like and just have some fun. Doughty and Quinn Hughes strike again. The Sakic line strikes again. And then we've got Connor and McKinnon, but this time, Connor and McKinnon being paired with Sam Bennett. A lot of people have the Sam Bennett, but I wish there was an indicator that showed if you completed the moments, if you bought the pack from the store or if you used additional cards to build the set. I wish there was some sort of indicator that showed that. So you'd be like, hey, let's go. This guy completed all the moments or this guy bought it from the store. I think that would be I think that'd be a cool way. Just do a little flex that isn't still changing much about the card. We got Dahlin and Carlson paired together. That is like, it almost seems like the lineup combos were created and then the events have been molded around the lineup combos. Because this here, Pittsburgh Buffalo, didn't look like it was going to be a good combo for people to use. The event comes out and now it's one of the best combos to put together. So it almost appears as if the lineup combos and the events might end up actually molding together like there was some sort of organization behind the entire thing, which is pretty cool. And then we got Rob Blake with Brady Shea and Miro Heiskanen. Oh, my captain. I love this card. And Slavkovsky making another appearance, but with Fedorov and Eichel. Let's go. Great team. Horrible jerseys. Oh, my God. Please tell me this Connor McDavid is untradeable. Please tell me this Connor McDavid is untradeable. I can see that Nathan McKinnon is not untradeable, but we are literally looking at 500,000 in 2 cards on your third line. My God, not a better card he could have. I agree. I don't fault anybody for using McDavid. I don't. It's just my mindset around the game. McDavid and McKinnon are both probably some of the best cards in the game, but I would rather have the 400,000, 500,000 coins in that area than those 2 cards on my third line. Like, these guys only see like 10 minutes ice time a night. If that. That's my thought process. I'm sitting on about 19K. Or 900K. Okay. Never mind. I'm getting comms in chat that this guy also has 900K in his bank account. So you know what? You hyperflex that Connor McDavid on your third line, buddy. Let's go. This is a nasty team, by the way. $95 million and 38 AP with Hendrik Lundqvist, Solani, Sakic, Pronger, Coffee. All right. We have Tank here with 42 AP. And might I add, nice blinds in the background. I don't know. We're going to go off topic here a little bit. But when it comes to these blinds, I always end up like twisting one or denting one or like they get all tangled up to God's end and they're just a nightmare. Like, I don't know how you operate with those blinds, but good on you, buddy. Like, those blinds, I can't deal with. You get that little rod to try to twist them open and then everything gets all tangled up and twisted. And I don't know how. Because they're on a straight string. It doesn't make sense. Maybe it's a skill issue and I just can't operate them. But nice blinds. Then we got Drew Doughty with Slavin, the Carlson and Dahlin combo, and Blake and Brady Shea. Sick defensive combo there. And Nabokov with Shesterkin. Okay. Bronze 1, Bert Clown. Okay. Has Quinn Hughes and Eric Carlson paired up with, and Roman Yossi with Ryan McCleary. This is a offline dream right here of just great players all around. And you like Pekka Rene with Marty Turco for that big 3 overall boost it gets. So what a team here. Great jersey, by the way. Great jersey for Bert Clown. And then we got the Pigeons coming in. I wonder if these are the same Pigeons from Sixes. We've played them a couple of times, beat them a couple of times. But like they got one Pigeon repping gold, if that is the Pigeons I'm thinking about. And then we got Fedorov with Drouin and Tippett. So let's go. Let's go. And we've got a Pigeon appearance in chat saying you beat us once. Holy. Once is enough. Goes down in the record books. And then Mo Sider, because he's a Detroit fan, you can see by the Windsor Spitfire and the Detroit jerseys that he is probably a beauty that likes turkey and root beer. Love the team, Jakey. Good job, buddy. Fedorov, Kyle Connor making his first appearance. I haven't seen a Kyle Connor yet. And a Rasmus Dahlin original. That's an original Dahlin, boys. That's an original Dahlin. And then we got Ehlers with Crosby and Eichel on the third line. Hey, at least Crosby's not on the fourth line like we've been seeing lately. And Jordan Binnington, do yourself a favor if you can afford the salary cap. Take Jordan Binnington and make him the rookie Binnington. He is unbelievable. When you get a boost on him, make sure you get the boost on him, the overall boost. There was a time when Eichel was in Buffalo talking about leaving Buffalo that I would have loved to have seen this line in Toronto. But like, we just can't do it. We just can't do it. I'm not like William Nylander, Austin Matthews, and Jack Eichel would be a gross line. It wouldn't be a line, obviously. Jack Eichel would probably be with Nylander, and Matthews would probably be with whoever. But now we got to deal with Eichel and Marner playing against Matthews and Nylander. So thanks for that reminder. And Teemu Selanne with Andy McDonald, who I'm hearing a lot of, is the best Anaheim Duck to pair with this line. And then Anthony Stolarz in net. You love to see it. And then still Sidney Crosby on that fourth pairing. Ugh. Hey, remember when I said throw Caulfield in the trash? I actually like Nick Suzuki. He's a good card. But throw him in the trash. And then here we go with the Carlson combo with rookie. Actually, I don't think that doesn't get you anything, but obviously it's a wicked fast line. And then Riley is on the third pairing with Simon Johansson. First time we've seen him. And this pairing here for 5 AP, like I said to the last Binnington owner, you got to get the rookie, like the Quinn Hughes. You got to get the rookie Binnington. He is so good. And then Kadri making an appearance. I love seeing this Kadri card. I just wish he got the boost. And then everybody loves the classic green screen. It's in every video. And actually, we have people say they love pod racing. So here we go with the lovely Mo Sider captain card being paired up with Nick Lindstrom. And we got Justin Barron with Paul Coffey and the Dahlin Carlson line. And then, of course, Selanne, Roenick, Teravainen, which, like you do. And Kempe with Pasternak and Sakic. The Kempe is actually an underrated card on this line because he's so fast. This is my exact D combo. This is my exact goalie combo right here. And this Binnington is unbelievable. I love this card so much. And then we got a sighting of a transaction card. First transaction card I've seen not only all year, like in the team reviews, but first transaction card I've seen even on the ice. I don't think I've seen a transaction card on the ice yet this year. And we got Heiskanen with Cale Makar. It's a great defensive pairing. Doesn't do anything for you, but it's a great defensive pairing. We're activating 10 out of 6 players for the captain chemistry. A big Western Conference fan. And then we got Kadri with Wilson and Bratt. Is Bratt fast this year? I feel like Bratt's fast every year. And that would be a big line with some good speed. Usually Jordan puts together some great Colorado theme teams. So we'll stand by and wait to see what he can do as the year progresses. But this is a great team, Jordan. And then a Bubba. Bubba coming in with Kemper. How have I seen 3 Kempers today and not one on the ice? Is Kemper nasty? Then we got Macklin, Trevor Linden, and Mason Marchment hitting that AP. That's 8 AP on this line. Not only does it save you salary because they're 3 million, 3 million, 2 million, but it gives your entire team an 8 AP boost. Like this is the fourth line. As the season progresses, these are the fourth lines you're going to see because people are going to need cap space and these cards are cheap. So when people are progressing their teams and making new MSPs or getting fantasy, if that happens, and their cap is going up, they're going to need to shrink their cap somehow. And these guys don't cost a lot and they give you an 8 AP. So these are the lines you're going to start seeing on people's fourth lines. And you're going to start seeing like low-end cards scattered throughout people's teams. I think that's going to start to happen as we get like 30 to 35, 40 days into the season. His name may be ugly, but his team is not. Justin Barron with Paul Coffey is gross. And then the Dahlin Carlson matchup. And obviously I got a sweet spot in my heart for this combination right here with the Binnington and net getting that 5 AP with Dustin Wolf. This is a great team. Great usage. Just in your fourth pairing and your goalie pairing, you're getting an additional 13 AP. Great usage and that 5 AP up top for 38 AP on this team, helping him activate all his X factors and really be a real threat out on the ice. But that is going to do it for the team review videos, guys. Thank you for putting your teams into the Discord. There was a lot of you guys putting your teams in, and I hope we can get more teams as the weeks go on and we can see what unique builds everyone's doing. But thank you again. I hope you did enjoy it. Till next time. Ciao, ciao.